Lesson 31. Selecting a restaurant.
Appeal. Appeal.
A restaurant with good food and reasonable prices has a lot of appeal.
Arrive. Arrive.
By the time our meal arrived, it was cold.
Compromise. Compromise.
John doesn't like sweet dishes, so I compromised by adding just a small amount of sugar.
Daringly. Daringly.
We daringly ordered the raw squid.
Familiar or familiar. Familiar or familiar.
It's nice to see some familiar items on the menu.
Guide. Guide.
I don't know where to go, so why don't we consult the guide?
Majority. Majority.
The majority of the group wanted to try the new Chinese restaurant.
Mix. Mix.
The mix of bright colors on the plate was very pleasing.
Rely. Rely.
I seldom rely on the restaurant reviews in the paper when choosing a restaurant.
Secure. Secure.
The hostess secured us another chair, so we could eat together.
Subjective. Subjective.
The reviews in this guidebook are highly subjective, but fun to read.
Suggestion. Suggestion.
Can I make a suggestion about what to order? Word families, appeal. On a beautiful spring day, a sidewalk cafe appeals to many people, appeal. That restaurant has been around for a long time, but it hasn't lost its appeal. Appealing. An ice-cold drink seems very appealing on a hot day. Dare. I prefer familiar things and don't usually dare to try new restaurants. Daring. Kobe had more daring tastes than the rest of his family, daringly. Jane daringly refused a fork and attempted to eat her entire meal with chopsticks. Guide. The hostess guided us to our table, guidance. Lee asked the waiter for guidance in selecting the wine, guidable. Finding the patrons to be very guidable, the waiter steered them to the most expensive items on the menu. Mix. The chef was famous for mixing unfamiliar ingredients, mixture. The texture of the vegetable mixture was too lumpy for my taste. Mixable. Oil and water are not mixable. Rely. We will rely on the hostess's recommendations, reliability. The reliability of deliveries became a problem for the manager. Reliable. Hiring a reliable staff is the first priority for every restaurant manager. Suggest. Can I suggest a good wine to go with the entree? Suggestion. Clark asked his boss for a suggestion for a good place to eat, suggestible. The patrons were in a suggestible mood and were easily convinced to have dessert. Word practice, Part 1, Words in context. Read the following passage and write the words in the blanks below. Appeal, daring, arrive, familiar, compromise, guidance, majority, mix, relies, secure, subjective, suggestion. When a tool is trying to impress business contacts who are potential new clients, he takes them to the best restaurant in town. He hopes this will help a new contract for his telecommunications business. It's hard to determine which restaurants are best. A tool on newspaper and magazine reviews. He also asks his friends and colleagues for. They are happy to make a. Food tastes are. Although a tool likes to be and take risks, he knows that the food should to a variety of palates. He wants the of his guests to be happy. He usually decides to on a restaurant that offers a menu with of standards and some exciting specials. When he calls to book the table, he tells the person taking the reservation what time his party will and the number of people he needs seating for. Part 2. Incomplete sentences. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. 1. The colorful vegetables made the dish look A. Appealed, B. Appealing, C. Appeals, D. Appealingly. 2. Even though the restaurant looked expensive, Pat to order her meal without asking about the prices. A. Daring, B. Daringly, C. Dared, D. Dares is 3. If you need some on what to order, be sure to consult your server. A. Guide, B. Guides, C. Guided, D. Guidance. 4. Your father is in the kitchen, a batch of his famous chocolate chip cookies. A. Mixture, B. Mixed, C. Mix, D. Mixing. 5. This guidebook is several years old, so I would question its A. Rely, B. Reliance, C. Reliability, D. Relying. 6. I have always found Lola's restaurant to be very good, so I continue to seek her guidance. A. Suggestions, B. Suggest, C. Suggestive, D. Suggestible. Part 3. Text completion. Choose the word or phrase that best completes the sentence. Are you looking for a delicious lunch experience that won't empty your wallet? Try the Blue Shutters Cafe, our varied menu. To all tastes. We're famous for our homemade soups, garden-fresh salads, and freshly baked breads and pastries. Try our homemade pies in all flavors from favorites like apple pie to exotic choices such as loganberry and chestnut meringue. But, on our word alone. Come on down and try for yourself. We're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Read about the Blue Shutters Cafe in the recent edition of the Local Restaurant Guide Restaurants of Riverdale. 1. A. Appeal, B. Appeals, C. Appealed, D. Are appealing. 2. A. Famously, B. Tarnished, C. Familiar, D. Family. 3. A. No rely, B. Not rely, C. Not to rely, D. Don't rely. Part 4. Reading Comprehension. Questions 1 to 5 refer to the following restaurant review and email message. The Mountain View Restaurant is a charming dinner location that just opened up in Falls Village. The menu provides an interesting mix of both meat and vegetarian entrees. The chef, who trained in Paris, has introduced some exotic dishes such as octopus soufflé and 3-tuber salad. For the less daring diner, the menu also abounds in such familiar choices as baked chicken and pepper-crusted steak. Whether you choose to rely on a familiar dish or decide to experiment with something exotic, you are sure to be delighted with your meal. All the selections I tasted were delicious, and the prices are quite reasonable. Don't forget to leave room for dessert. I especially suggest the chocolate cake. It's the best in town. Unfortunately, the charm of the menu selections is not matched by the charm of the decor. It is rather drab and uninspiring. If you visit the inn on a weekend evening, arrive by 6 o'clock since the restaurant does not take reservations, and it is difficult to get a table after 7 o'clock unless you are willing to wait half an hour or more. 2. Margaret Smithers. From Anna Simpson. Subject: Dinner out. Hi Margaret, did you read the review of the Mountain View Inn in this Sunday's Falls Village Times? It sounds great. I usually read the restaurant reviews in that paper, and the majority of them are quite accurate. I rely on those reviews a great deal more than the ones in Out Local Restaurant Guide. I think we should try the inn. Are you free Saturday night? I think we should arrive at the time suggested in the paper. Then we can have a relaxed meal and still have time to go to an 8:30 movie afterwards. Can you do it? Let me know before you leave work today, Anna. 1. What is the reviewer's opinion of the restaurant? A. The prices are too high. B. The food is very good. C. The decor is exotic. D. The menu is boring. 2. What does the reviewer recommend ordering? A. Octopus soufflé. B. Tuber salad. C. Baked chicken. D. Chocolate cake. 3. When does Anna want to arrive at the restaurant? A. Before 6 o'clock. B. After 7 o'clock. C. At 8 o'clock. D. By 8:30. 4. The word mix in line 3 of the restaurant review is closest in meaning to A. Style, B. Combination, C. Number, D. Course. 5. The word majority in line 3 of the email is closest in meaning to A. Few, B. Some, C. Most, D. Several.